story of the Pandora's box comes to us from the ancient Greek mythology, from a set of epic poems by Hesiod called as Works and Days. Now, the story of Pandora's box begins with the story of Zeus, Prometheus, and Epimetheus. Now, Prometheus and his brother Epimetheus were titans but pledged their loyalty to Zeus, the father and king of all gods and men. Now, Zeus rewarded Prometheus and Epimetheus for their loyalty and gave them the job of creating the first creatures to live on earth. Prometheus created mankind while his brother created the animals. He gave men an upright shape like the gods, and to protect them, Prometheus gave them the gift of fire. Now, Prometheus had stolen fire for mankind. Zeus was annoyed and devised a punishment for mankind that would let evil into the world. And this is where the story of Pandora and her box, or rather the jar, comes in. Now, to punish men for accepting the gift of fire from Prometheus, Zeus created a woman named Pandora. Now, as the maiden was laden with numerous gifts from God, she was called Pandora, literally meaning all gift. Now, when Epimetheus first glanced at Pandora, he fell instantly in love. Prometheus knew that Zeus was still hungry for revenge, and he warned Epimetheus several times that he should never ever accept anything from the god. But Epimetheus was so enchanted by Pandora that he could not imagine life without her and wanted to marry her anyway. As a wedding present, Zeus gave Pandora a box, which in ancient Greece was actually a jar, but warned her never to open it. Pandora, who was created to be curious, couldn't stay away from the box, and her urge to open the box. Now, for days, Pandora couldn't take her eyes off the box. All the time, she wondered what was inside. Could it be full of glittering jewels, glamorous dresses, golden coins? And one day, when Epimetheus was out hunting, she could bear it no longer. Her curiosity overcame her. Making sure she was not being watched, she crept to the box and gingerly opened the clasp. Slowly lifting the lid, she looked inside. But to her surprise, there was no glittering jewels, glamorous dresses, nor golden coins. Instead, the gods had filled the box with all evils now known to mankind. Disease, misery, and death swooped and buzzed around, stinging her. And the last thing that remained inside the box was hope. Now, the lid was shut just in time to stop hope from flying out of the box and being lost into the world altogether. It is suggested that Zeus may have put hope into the box to help mankind through the hard times that the other contents of the box would bring. Friends, although Pandora's box is a myth, a serious point is being made here about the value of hope and its benefits to people in whatever circumstance they find themselves in. Hope is a powerful concept that is available to all. Now, Pandora's box may have presently opened in our lives and in our world, and we may feel that we have no fight left in us and no coping mechanism left to employ. Yet, tapping into this concept of hope and trying to utilize it may help in finding hope amidst hopelessness. Do you recall a time in your life when you lost hope? You thought everything is futile? Maybe it was a time when you lost your job, or you failed in an examination. Maybe it was a breakup or a loss of a loved one. If you have felt hopelessness, then you are not alone. I too have faced a sense of hopelessness and despair on various occasions for various reasons. And like me, perhaps you might be feeling a sense of hopelessness as you are surrounded by the seas of corruption, calamities, crime, climate change, cancer, or the present coronavirus. There is a reason to feel downright hopeless. But can we aspire for a bright future amidst the drumbeats of hopelessness? In times like this, it feels impossible to maintain any sense of hopefulness or optimism about the future. But as uncomfortable as it may feel, pushing ourselves to imagine that a better future may be a crucial way for us to maintain some mental well-being now and whenever the beautiful future does arrive. Friends, light loses relevance without darkness. Sometimes the faintest sense of hope can light the way in our darkest moments. The word hope is very important word. It's a word of cheerfulness and expectations. All of us need hope about many different things in life. And when you have hope, you tend to anticipate, you expect, and you look forward to something good. Tom Baudet, an American author and voice author, once said, they say a person needs just three things to be truly happy in the world: someone to love, something to do, and something to hope for. According to psychologists, hope is crucial to our physical and mental being. It guards us against anxiety and despair, and it protects us from stress. Research shows that people with higher level of hope have better coping skills and bounce back from setbacks faster. Hope is a healer too. We all face difficult times and we all get hurt. It's inevitable. But we must remember that hope whispers things will get better. Friends, hope doesn't simply happen. It requires action. And in order to get the most from feeling hopeful, it must evolve from just being a feeling to more of a lifestyle that's reflected in everything you do and in everything you are. Some of the science-backed ways to increase your hope are: first, connect with people who have faced similar circumstances. Now, in the history of human existence, hundreds and perhaps thousands of people have found ways to overcome extreme adversity. Look for stories of people who got through the same challenges as you are dealing with. It makes it easier to find hope when you know that you are not alone. Secondly, look back on your past wins. Now, research from the Journal of Positive Psychology found that when people record their own past experience where something that they had hoped for came true, their hope and happiness increased. There were certainly times in your life when you achieved something amazing, something that you didn't hope or believe you could. Go back and look at them. It will help you feel more hopeful about your current challenges and the future. The third strategy is pray. Friends, a couple of years back, we had been plagued by a crippling sense of hopelessness. My 7-year-old nephew was diagnosed with medulloblastoma, a primary central nervous system tumor. The little boy had to undergo surgery, several cycles of spine radiation and chemotherapy. We felt hopeless, and all we did was cry out to God for hope. Sometimes I grew weary waiting for God to answer my prayers, but He finally led us from hopelessness to hope with a complete cure for Him. It feels impossible to believe in God when your life is surrounded by darkness. In that moment of crisis, when God seems absent and our plans fall apart, that's the moment we need to hold on to hope the tightest. Because, like walking out of a movie theater into a sunny day, the light is so much brighter after the dark. Hope is about focusing not on what we can see, but rather on what God will do. The hymn God of the Mountain by Linda Randall so beautifully sums it up in the chorus. The God of the mountain is still the God in the valley, and when things go wrong, He'll make them right. And the God of the good times is still the God in the bad times, and the God of the day is still God in the night. Next, be a source of hope for others. When you don't know where to find hope, look for it in those who need your help. Even when you are struggling, you have the power to bring hope to other people by giving them your time, energy to their needs. This might mean performing acts of kindness and generosity to friends, neighbors, and strangers. You will soon find that being a source of hope for others becomes a source of hope for yourself. Now, Jenny Marks is a founder of a non-profit organization called as Along Comes Hope, serving families of children with cancer. She was only 38 years old, and she was just divorced, a single mom to a 4-year-old little boy, when she was given 6 to 12 months to survive with a rare cancer diagnosis. Now, Jenny made a transition from corporate world into a non-profit arena through her personal experience and awareness surrounding her own journey with cancer. She said, "We can go from cancer to can serve together." Next, be a hope maker, not a hope taker. Don't let anyone take away your hope by their opinions. Friends, words have power and they create beliefs. The spoken word can take away hope and in turn take away the will to live. We encounter people who sometimes by their choice of words become hope takers while others become hope makers. Take for example when a doctor tells his patient the three dreaded words, you got cancer, your chances of survival are bleak, and you have only a few days to live. The patient will surely die while he is alive. Regardless of our profession, we intentionally or unintentionally can breathe hope or hopelessness in others by the choice of our words. Let us choose to be hope makers. Finally, realize that you choose your attitude of hope or hopelessness. In tough times, you must remember that life will either bless you or bury you. It all depends on your attitude. You must learn to maintain an attitude of hope. You can't speak death over your future and expect good things to come to life. You must learn to cultivate an attitude of hope. Remember, the word hope is an acronym for hold on, pain ends. Friends, when we talk about hope, we are not talking about a future that's void of conflict, pain, and crisis, but a future that includes expectations, optimism, and resilience. Hope is not just expectations, it is manifestation. It offers us the dream of better days while encouraging us to pave that way forward.